Next on Starz, take a look behind the scenes of today's hottest movies on Hollywood One-on-One.
I have a very important announcement to make.
You ever wanted to know what it's all about?
In June, Starz and Encore bring refreshing entertainment home to you.
Are you ready?
Starz, big movies from the 90s every night. And Encore, hit movies from the 60s, 70s, and 80s.
I'm a little surprised myself.
Don't miss this summer full of great entertainment on Starz and Encore.
Don't stand there, Corbin!
This month exclusively on Starz. When you're part of a family,
Can we please leave Brooklyn?
staying together is the hardest part.
Who gets up at the crack of dawn, cooking breakfast, come home, cook dinner?
And sometimes, love is the only thing you have. Spike Lee's Crooklyn. This month exclusively on Starz.
You're watching Starz, and this is Hollywood One-on-One.
Coming up on Hollywood One-on-One, Die Hard Lives.
Get out of here. What are you? Oh, Die Hard, who cares? Go on.
Also, Billy Crystal blows the whistle on love in Forget Paris.
Anytime I can tell somebody over 6'6" to sit down and shut up, well, that's a great job.
And Kevin Kline kisses up to Meg Ryan in French Kiss.
What?
Oh, la 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 la. Hi, and welcome to Hollywood One-on-One. I'm Scott Patrick. Yippee-ki-yay! Guess who's back? John McClane, who refuses to die easily. Bruce Willis is bringing his most famous character back to life for one more Die Hard. It's called Die Hard with a Vengeance. It's been 7 years since Bruce Willis first found himself in the wrong place at the wrong time. The first Die Hard made Willis $5 million. At the time, most critics found that hard to believe. The original also made him a movie star. For Part 3, Willis reunites with the director of the original, John McTiernan. For our first take, we take you on the New York set of Die Hard with a Vengeance and give you an interview with the Willis, Bruce Willis, one-on-one.
You are about to have a very bad day.
Die Hard with a Vengeance starts off with a bang. The city that never sleeps gets a rude awakening courtesy of a mad bomber with a short fuse, played by Jeremy Irons.
There's a significant amount of explosive in the trash receptacle next to you. Try to run, and it goes up now.
Nobody's gonna run, but I got 100 people out here.
My phone number is 555.
No, wait, I didn't get all that. Say it again.
Not a chance. My phone number is
What? I didn't-
555 and the answer. Call me in 30 seconds or die.
It shouldn't be too hard to believe that only one man can stop the insanity. John McClane, played by Bruce Willis.
Put your head down.
Over the last 4 years, when asked to do another Die Hard, Bruce Willis has played hard to get. You've been resisting doing another Die Hard for a couple of years. What are some of the ideas that were submitted to you that you said there's absolutely no way?
Die Hard on a boat. I don't know if we saw Die Hard on a bus. Die Hard in a delicatessen. Die Hard in a laundromat. Die Hard on a bridge. Die Hard in a motel. Guy out there setting off bombs. And for some reason, he's very angry with me. It would have been easy, I guess, to just kind of do any of these scripts and just show up and get paid. But we felt like we wanted to do it good.
Where the hell are you going, McClane?
In Part 3, Samuel L. Jackson comes along for the ride. Die Hard with a Vengeance takes moviegoers on a wild ride all over New York City.
Oh, dear.
Boom! And action!
Almost the entire film was shot on location in the Big Apple.
And cut. Good.
I love shooting in New York. Because if you go shoot somewhere else, people are always really excited. You know, you come into town and shoot a film. In New York, they just, everybody says,
Get off my seat.
We're going to have to cut your hand off at about right there. That's why I put it up high. You know, they say, get out of here. What are you? Oh, Die Hard, who cares? Go on. I'm trying to get to the subway, man. And they get really bugged. So, you know, you kind of keep it in perspective.
132 Baker, take one.
These days, when Bruce Willis isn't rolling around in the mud, he is rolling around in the dough. Bruce makes at least $10 million a movie. For this sequel, he pocketed $15 million. Still, Bruce is always looking for a bargain. In between takes and drying off, he went shopping, insisting he never pay full price.
Because, you know, you feel stupid if you don't get something off the bag, you know?
You get $10 million a film. What's $20 to you?
It's not the money. It's not the point. It's the negotiation. Because they don't respect you if you don't try to, you know, weasel them down a little bit. You know, you gotta. Because then the next time you go back to buy a bag, they're going to take advantage of you.
John McClane, NYPD.
Are you all right?
Yes. Laundry day.
These days, no one takes advantage of Bruce Willis.
Congratulations. You're still alive.
Yippee-ki-yay, mother...
If you're thinking parts of Die Hard with a Vengeance look like they could have come out of a Lethal Weapon movie, they almost did. Apparently, Warner Brothers was interested in turning the original script from the film, called Simon Says, into the next Lethal Weapon. Spring is in the air, love is in the air, and romantic comedies are in the theaters. Romance is in full bloom at the box office. 3 romantic comedies are now playing here in the U.S. While You Were Sleeping, French Kiss, and now Forget Paris. The latest features an actor who knows a thing or two about love in the movies, Billy Crystal, who of course met Meg Ryan when Harry met Sally. His new film finds Crystal meeting Deborah Winger in Paris. That's where we found Billy Crystal, one-on-one.
Cue the bells. That's power. Like to see Scorsese do that.
Where else to direct the opening scenes of a movie called Forget Paris than in Unforgettable Paris?
We built this Arc de Triomphe. This is all paper mache. It took us, movie making. About 3 weeks. 150 guys worked on it, painted it, got it right. We're just really glad it didn't rain today because the Arc de Triomphe would have run all the way down to Champs-Élysées.
Billy Crystal not only stars in Forget Paris, he is also the director, the producer, and co-writer of the script.
Would you like to see the Eiffel Tower?
That's here?
It's one of the joys of being a creator, a writer, is that you can sit down and go, you know, I'd like to go to Paris. So it's like, P-A-R, and then boom, you're there.
Not only that, but you can write yourself in really good clothes. Mickey enters wearing an Armani suit. He jumps into his Testarossa next to Deborah Winger.
I know that you people are still angry over Euro Disney, but please don't take it out on me.
When Crystal's character travels to Paris, he falls in love with a woman in the city of love, Deborah Winger.
It's very clear.
Rodin never really said what he was thinking about.
I think he's thinking, how did this happen? 3 drinks and I'm nude.
The movie follows a couple after marriage, after the happily ever after.
You're a disturbed person, aren't you?
You have no idea.
Billy says the idea for Forget Paris crystallized over a lunch with the film's writers and friend, Rob Reiner.
This? I don't know. I thought I'd ordered a martini, but apparently I ordered a backyard.
We were having lunch, and we were sitting around, and all of these stories came out about couples that we knew or about us.
Do you squeeze the toothpaste from the top or the bottom?
Top.
Well, don't do that. I hate that.
And they were really funny, odd stories. And they left, and I was with Rob Reiner and my wife, and I said, here's the movie.
If you ever use my car, you better put the mirror and the seat back where I like it.
We take all of those stories, and we make them about one couple.
Don't use my razor to shave any part of you.
And we take them through this whole long journey when they meet, and they fall in love, they get married, they break up.
Billy Crystal not only created a movie about love between a husband and wife, but also a film about his second love.
No basket after the buzzer! Are you crazy? No, you didn't get it off, Charles.
Crystal's character is an NBA basketball referee.
You're out of here, Kareem. What are you nuts? This is my farewell game. Oh, good. Well, let me be the first to say farewell.
You know, I go to Clipper games. We've talked about this, and I've been going for years. Call me crazy. And I sit up close because there's nobody else there.
Crystal thought watching an NBA referee court romance off the basketball court would add some hoopla to Forget Paris.
Patrick, stop looking at me that way, you big baby.
And who else to play the NBA players but the real thing?
What is your problem, Lampier? I can't make my damn line.
Anytime I can tell somebody over 6'6" to sit down and shut up, well, that's a great job, you know.
Billy Crystal hopes his latest job will stand tall among all the other romantic comedies now competing at the box office.
You're the only one I can talk to. We've had a great time here. You've been a great audience. Good night.
By the way, the NBA players, all millionaires, were paid scale to act in Forget Paris. Who do you call when you need a famous French actor to star opposite Meg Ryan? Gerard Depardieu, of course. Who do you call when Gerard isn't available? Kevin Kline. Well, he won an Oscar speaking Italian in A Fish Called Wanda. Now Kline proves he can parler français with the best of them in the romantic comedy French Kiss. Here's an interview with Kevin Kline, tete-a-tete.
What do you think? The plane is going to crash and we are all on the ground in 1,000 pieces dead? I promise you, if it happens, you won't feel a thing.
You're French, aren't you?
Kevin Kline puts the French in French Kiss. He plays a French diamond thief who eventually steals the heart of Meg Ryan.
Excuse me. Can I ask you something? It's Luc, isn't it?
Luc.
Luc.
No, not Luc. Luc.
Luc?
For the record, the character's name is... let me give it a try. It's been a while. Luc.
Luc.
Luc. Luc. Try again, you almost...
Luc.
Luc. More... No, more... Think E while you say U.
Luc.
Yeah. Finding his character's accent was nothing compared to finding his scent. Co-star Meg Ryan described it best.
Nicotine-stained, hygiene-deficient Frenchman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, she's exaggerating, of course, but I think there's some grain of truth in it. Yeah, he's one of those guys who does not shave and does not feel the need to bathe all that much.
Did you feel the need to be the character then every day on the set?
I tried it for about one day, and it's like the stench was overwhelming. It was an action sequence, you know, and then it's fine for one day. When you go back the next day and you say, don't wash any of these clothes, and you put on a T-shirt that you were sweating in the day before. Have you ever done that?
Yeah, by mistake.
Oh, baby. Clears a whole set, even in Paris, you know, where the guys... When it came time to speak the language of love, Kevin Kline had no problem. After all, he's had training.
Oh là 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 là. Voilà. Maintenant, je comprends tout.
Kevin took French in high school, or at least until he and the teacher had a little culture clash.
There was one professor.
Tickle Marathon across the Rocky Mountains in American Flyers starring Kevin Costner next on Starz.
Do you want to go someplace different?
Hi.
Hi. Hi, I'm Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Jodie Foster.
Danny Glover. Matthew Swayze.
Goldie Hawn.
Jean-Claude Van Damme. Val Kilmer. Charlie Sheen. Mike Myers. Kenneth Branagh.
Mel Brooks.
Macaulay Culkin.
And I'm Scott Patrick, the host of Hollywood One-on-One, a half-hour show featuring your favorite stars here on Starz.
Hollywood.
Hollywood. Hollywood.
One-on-one. Hollywood. One-on-one.
We'll get up close and personal, sometimes too personal. Hollywood One-on-One takes you to the stars here on Starz.
Ladies and gentlemen, the BCC! Casey Kasem. That was the BC-52 singing the Bedrock Twitch. See them in the Flintstones, exclusively on Starz next month.
Hello, I'm Leonard Maltin. Starz salutes the American family this month with a pair of pictures that couldn't be more different and yet have the same basic concerns. The first is Spike Lee's Crooklyn, a loving look back at growing up in a raucous Brooklyn family in the 1970s, and the special relationship that a young girl has with her fiery, feisty mother, played to perfection by Alfre Woodard.
Mommy, somebody left the toilet seat up and I almost fell in again.
Never mind about that now. I do not believe what I just heard. Why are you calling people's mother's names?
Mommy, I did it.
Don't lie to me, Troy. Why is that child standing outside with crocodile tears in his eyes? You go back outside right now and apologize.
But I didn't do anything.
Go.
Sorry, Greg.
Sorry why?
Sorry I called your mother a hoe. And you sorry about teasing me about being left back 3 times, about being on welfare, about me and my brothers having 3 different fathers? All right already. I said I was sorry. You better be. Thank you, Mrs. Carmichael.
Spike Lee co-wrote this screenplay with his brother and sister, who obviously drew on their own experiences to give the film a foundation of emotional reality. Emotional reality is not a phrase that immediately springs to mind when you think of Ozzie and Harriet, and yet the Nelson family represented an ideal to several generations of Americans. They first started performing together on radio in the 1940s, and their show was hugely popular. So when television took root in the early 50s, Ozzie decided to prove that he and his family could work just as well in front of a camera as they did before a microphone. The result was a theatrical feature film called Here Come the Nelsons. It served as a proving ground for Ozzie, Harriet, David, and Ricky, not to mention a supporting player fairly new to movies named Rock Hudson. Talk about a time trip. A few decades after Ozzie and Harriet made their debut, an inventive comic performer named Paul Rubens harked back to the 50s to create a TV character named Pee Wee Herman. First on improv comedy stages, then on cable TV specials, he became something of a phenomenon. Then, in 1985, he teamed up with a young director named Tim Burton for the unique feature film Pee-wee's Big Adventure, the story of a boy and his bike. Gee, it's hard to believe that's already 10 years old. Now, Offbeat is also a good way to describe Widow's Peak, a quirky comedy mystery that came out just last year, with a fine cast headed by Joan Plowright, Mia Farrow, and Natasha Richardson. It's set in a small Irish village where everyone knows everyone else's business. That is, until a stranger comes along who turns the whole town inside out.
You were wrong about one thing. I'm finishing my lunch. It's lovely.
You went to so much trouble, leaving all those papers around for Maddie O'Hara to spy through. No wonder you wanted her as a maid. She was your best character witness. The mistake you made was taking the name of a real person. If you hadn't done that, all I had was the word of that young Navy officer that met you in the brothel in the south of France. He said you could do more tricks than a conjurer.
The Holy Sister, what's she trying to say?
She says she's going to faint.
An intoxicating film. And if you didn't have the chance to see it in the theater, it's here for your viewing pleasure on Starz. That's exactly where I'll see you next time with another movie break. I'm Leonard Maltin.
This month exclusively on Starz. His story has been told for centuries.
We believe that everybody is reborn.
But you've never seen it from the beginning until now. Bridget Fonda and Keanu Reeves star in Little Buddha. This month exclusively on Starz. On the next Cinematheque, Starz brings back 2 independent films from the Cannes Film Festival. First,
Are you talking about the scene or us?
an actor confuses fantasy with reality.
Shut up, punk. I'll ask the questions.
In the hard-edged drama, A Man in Uniform. Then Ashley Judd escapes her past to find better times in Florida.
Every girl's dream.
Ruby in Paradise. Films from the Cannes Film Festival, Monday night on Starz Cinematheque. It's the summer of Starz. He knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men. Alec Baldwin is The Shadow, exclusively on Starz in July.
And now, Starz takes you for another look behind the scenes on The Backlot.
In the Name of the Father, all this month on Starz, Daniel Day-Lewis plays Jerry Conlon, a man wrongly accused of an IRA bombing that killed 5 people.
I swear to God, I know where I was at the time of the bomb.
Forced to confess to a crime he didn't commit, Conlon is sentenced to a life in prison.
I didn't do this.
When the police fear his family may have helped him with the bombing, Jerry Conlon's father is sent to prison to join his son.
Did you do it? Did you do it, son? Did not.
Irish actor Pete Postlethwaite plays Giuseppe Conlon. Postlethwaite says he took the role in the name of his own father.
I don't know. I read the book, and just knew I had to do it, one way or the other, as a tribute to my dad as much as to anybody else's dad. Because he would have reacted in the same way that Giuseppe reacted. He would behave in that way. My dad.
Director Jim Sheridan brings In the Name of the Father to life. Even though it's based on an actual event, Sheridan insists he didn't make the film as a political statement.
What's in it is the fact that, it's a story about a father and son and growing up. And
My name's Giuseppe Conlon. I'm an innocent man. So's my son.
Filming In the Name of the Father was a grueling experience for both the actors and the crew. With most of their time spent in an actual prison, each day brought new challenges.
What's going to happen tomorrow? That was the kind of thing that went through your mind. How are we doing today? And what's going to happen tomorrow? Let's get through today. What's Jim going to throw at us now?
Daniel Day-Lewis's biggest challenge of the film, a 7-day interrogation scene. To attain the right look and mental state, Day-Lewis didn't sleep for 3 days.
I didn't give him any quarter just because he stayed up for 3 nights, In fact, it just redoubled my attempt to be an interrogator myself. And I shouted a lot of questions from behind the camera. And when the actors would stop, I'd just keep going. I don't know why that happened, but it was very odd.
Mr. Conlon, why did you confess to the Guildford bombing?
They beat me. And they threatened to kill my father.
During the filming, Sheridan also called upon the real-life Jerry Conlon to be an advisor on the set. But the memories of the incident were sometimes more than Conlon could handle.
I think it must be much more difficult for him. I do remember one incident, though, coming out of Kilmainham Jail, and he was on the bus. We had a catering bus, you know, double-decker bus. And he was on the top, and I came out of the jail, walking back to my another cell that was like a little trailer. And I just looked up, and I saw Jerry look down and do a double take. And even I felt, he thinks he's just seen his dad again.
Postlethwaite hopes that people will remember the film as a movie in the name of the Father
and of the Son, and in the name of my Father. There's a lot of resonance, which is probably selfish, but it's personal, and that occurred. And because I only swear once in it, I can't wait for my mum to see it.
You can see it all this month on Starz.
I will fight on in the name of my Father and of the truth.
This month, exclusively on Starz.
Lived on the island of Atlantis, and sailors from passing ships were driven mad by these gorgeous voices.
No one's safe.
And the ships would be dashed against the rocks, and the sailors would be dragged down to a blissful death, with the voices of the sirens ringing in their ears.
They're trying to shock us, aren't they?
Hugh Grant.
Light you up.
Elle McPherson. Sirens. Exclusively on Starz this month. Starz, big movies and more.